Now, part 2 of As the World Turns.
We'll be on our way non-stop to Edinburgh as soon as my co-pilot finishes stowing your luggage.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much, Captain. I guess that means I can get to the champagne and pass it out here. Well, lassie, this is your last chance. I won't have you breaking my heart on my native soil.
Well, I have no intention of doing that. All right, then, let's go. Let's see. Who's going to make the first toast?
Well, I will, by all means. Although my heart is so full, I don't know if I'll be able to get all the words out.
Oh.
To the happiest time in my life, and to a future that couldn't be any brighter. All because of the most spectacular lassie in the world. And although I hate to inject a note of sadness, it's regrettable that your Uncle Earl can't be here to be with us. But we know that he's here in spirit.
Yeah.
So, to my bride.
And Uncle Earl could not be happier than I am.
Cheers.
Senora, I'm so sorry to have kept you waiting.
No, darling, it's perfectly all right. Mr. Montgomery was enjoying the view from up here.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry about the news you got from Montega, but I'm just glad that you both returned safely.
Thank you, darling.
We thought about you a great deal while we were there.
Thank you. Can you tell me about Montega? Is it in ruins? Because I do want to go back when the fighting's really over.
I'm afraid, darling, that it's very different. I was shocked. It's going to take many years before your country can build itself again. That's no place for a beautiful young girl like you to be, either.
Thank you. But I want to go back. And I want to be a part of the rebuilding, just like Sierra was. And I told Senor Tonio, as soon as I get news of my brother Pedro, I'm going to go back to Montega.
Sit down. Come on, darling. Sit down right there. I'm going to sit next to you. I'm afraid that we had some very sad news about your brother.
It is not the news that I hoped for.
No, I'm afraid it's not. I'm very sorry. We saw his name. His name was right next to Sierra's name on the list of the patriots who were executed in the square near where the mass grave was.
I just hoped.
Oh, darling, I know. I know.
Well, I have mixed feelings about it, Ross. If you are elected, Ross, I hope you have a suggestion about your replacement at the firm. Oh, Tom Hughes. That's a good one. I'll have to talk to you later, Ross. I'm in here, Lucinda. Hey, what's the matter?
Nothing.
Can I help?
Oh, yes, always. Darling. Oh, that poor child. It was very hard having to tell her that, you know. And she's all alone in the world, no brother, nothing. And Craig had to go to the office, so I stayed with her. And I walked around the lake with her, trying, you know, in some way to be of some comfort to her.
Lucinda, you never cease to amaze me.
Well, all the way back in the car, I kept thinking, there must be some way that I could do something for that little girl.
Well, you could always set up a fund for education and security.
Oh, yes, I think a trust fund. That would be very nice. But, darling, what is a trust fund? I mean, what is it? If there's no one who cares about
Lucinda.
you.
Matthew said I'd find you in here. Ambrose?
Caleb?
Does this mean there's been another telephone call from Lily?
Oh, no, Lucinda, I'm sorry to say there hasn't. I talked to Craig last night. He told me about Sierra. I just wanted to come by and tell you how sorry I was.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I know that you worry as much as I do about Lily, so don't you tell Iva. But I've got Ambrose working on a way to trace her.
Under protest.
Well,
Lucinda, I really wish you wouldn't do that. I talked to Lily myself the last time she called, and if she wanted or needed our help, I'm sure she'd ask.
I quite agree.
Please don't hire anyone to try to find her. I think it would be a big mistake.
thank you so much. I will take that into consideration. Thank you. About Sierra. I really appreciate that. And say hi to your mom, all right?
Yeah, I will. Thanks. Afternoon.
Caleb? Well, I'd say that Caleb's visit was very well timed.
Let's get back to Bianca, darling. All the way back, as I'm sitting in the back of the car, all by myself.
I kept seeing that little face. She's very appealing, you know. Very appealing, that child. And she loved Sierra. And she's all alone.
Now, I understand about being alone, darling. And Lily doesn't care about me or have any interest in... It just occurred to me, what do you think, darling? I think a woman like me could do a great deal for a little girl like Bianca. And I want you to look into the possibility of me adopting her.
Well, surely you want to talk it over with John first.
Why? John? What would John have to do with this?
Duke, something has been bothering you ever since we left English class. Huh? What's wrong?
I just keep wondering. I don't know, maybe I'm just fooling myself. Thinking I can go back and get an education after being out of school for so long.
Why do you say that? You're doing great.
You were those kids, when I got up to read in the middle of Shakespeare class? They're making fun of the way I talk and look.
Okay, what are you going to college for? To impress the other students? I get funny looks all the time. You just ignore them.
Yeah, I mean, you can really ignore them?
Let's not talk about this. Let's go to my place, okay? Get some lunch and study. Sounds good?
All right.
Hi, Tom.
You don't look pleased.
I just got back from the courthouse. Jessica says that Paul's trial could start as early as tomorrow. I know Ross Sturgis will use my disqualifying myself in any way he possibly can. I was hoping that the trial would start after the election.
Have you heard from Monica?
She left word that she and Adam are on their way home now.
Are you picking them up at the airport?
She said not to bother. I assume that means that Hal's coming with them.
Quite a trip for you.
More important than you'll ever know. This one's responsible for a minor miracle. He restored my mother's virtue in Harold's mind. And something happened to Claire. You wouldn't be responsible for that, would you?
Me?
How can I ever thank you?
By taking Adam, he is so heavy.
Not for me, not for me.
There you go. And thank you for the PJ.
You're welcome.
How long can you stand by and see another man raising your son? How long can you pretend you ain't still hankering after his mama?